Hi guys, it's Promise Sebastian here again with another awesome Blender tutorial. So if you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button so you get notified once I drop an awesome content like this. So we're going to be learning how to do this basic lightning effect in Blender here. Okay, so I will have to say that there are more advanced lightning effect, that's dynamic lightning effect, that uses particle system and more of modifiers and the rest. But now this is a basic one. Should, in case you don't want to stress your piece, you want to do a basic lightning effect here in Blender, this is the best tutorial for you. You can as well check my course out on Udemy. Okay, it comprises every single thing you need to learn in Blender: modeling, sculpting, and animation. Okay, so you can check it out. The link is in the description. Okay, so back to Blender now. So I'll click on my Blender tab now. So now I'm going to play the lightning so you see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like now. So we're going to be starting with just a plane, and then that is the plane we're going to be using. So now I'm going to go over to the layout workspace here, and then uncheck this lock to camera view. Click N now, so to take that tab inside. So I'll hold my middle mouse button and then pan through my view. So I'm going to delete the other ones now, these smaller ones now, and just leave all these ones. So I'm going to delete this now. Left click on it, hold shift and left click on this other one, and then the delete key now to delete it out now. So I'm going to click on this one now, then Alt P now to clear parent. So it's actually directed to the empty there. So I've cleared the parent now. So I'm going to press G now and then constrain it to the Y axis by clicking Y again and then drag to the right now. So it's out from that now. So these empties now are no longer connected to this now. So now I can delete this empty now by box selecting now, and then it's going to select the camera as well. So I'm going to move over from, you see all those options here now, click on this one now, this third one, and then select to remove the camera, and then delete, click on the delete key again, and then I've deleted the empties now. So let's start with this now. I'm going to try to model something like this now. It's not going to be perfect, but this is the base we're going to be using. This is the mesh we are going to be using, the reference we're going to be using, and our mesh is going to look like this now. So I'm going to use the X flat view now. So I'll click on X now and then see what I have here now. So to add the plane now, I will just click Shift A now and then mesh and then the plane now. So the plane is going to be flat now, so you will have to rotate it. So I'll click arrow now and then Y, assign the Y axis. So I'll click 90 because I want to rotate it on the Y axis at an angle of 90. So I'll press G now to grab this guy by my right now, and then X to scale it. That's bring my mouse inward to kind of reduce the size, and then G to grab it here now. So it's closer to our reference, so I can be seeing it now. So what I can do now is head over to edit mode now. So what I can do now is Control Tab, and then I'm going to click 6 now to head over to edit mode now. So now I'm in face mode. That is why I'm just seeing this face now. So I can switch over to vertex mode. So I start working with the vertices. So I'll just box select these vertices by left clicking and then dragging through the vertex now, and then G to grab and then grab the vertex there now, and then do the same for this one, box select and then G to grab this guy somewhere here. So the mouth needs to be kind of pointed that way now. So we'll cut this, we will cut this plane now, this mesh now, so we can get all these kind of bevels from this one now, all these slants there now. So I will click Control R now to do a loop cut now. And then it gives you, if I click Control R, it gives me one loop cut. So if I want many loop cut, I can just scroll in with my mouse button or scroll out to reduce the number of loop cuts. So I'll scroll in and then probably scroll in again, so I can get more like 3 loop cut. And then this is great now. So we can once we left click after adding the loop cut, we can now move our mouse upward and down to move the cuts down or move it up. So I want it where it was before, so I'll just click OK, and then the cuts stay where they are. Okay, now let's start adjusting this now. So I'm going to use the X-ray view. So I'll click Alt Z now so I can be seen through now, and then I'm going to box select just this edge now. So I'm going to click 2 now to move over to edge mode, and then box select just the edge, and then G to grab now, then make it bevel like that a little. Okay, let's bevel like this first, and then box select that edge by pressing and holding the left click button and then dragging over the edge. And then somewhere here, and then X to scale there, and then box select this one again, then X to scale this guy a little, and then box select this one, X to scale this guy a little more. So I'll box select this other edge now, G to grab now, and then bend it somewhere there, X to scale it out, and then I could arrow to rotate it, and then X to scale it out, something like this. Okay, so this is looking great now. So we'll add another loop cut now. So I will click Alt Z. So once you click Alt Z, you enter into X-ray view or X-ray mode, and then if you click Alt Z again, you exit the mode. So now I can click Control R now to add another loop cut now. So I want one, I don't have to scroll in again. I'll just click left click and then left click again to add the loop cut now. So I'll press G now to grab this guy, bevel it this way, and then X to scale it somewhere there. And then this one again, X to scale, then this one again, X to scale, then select that edge now, then G to grab it somewhere like that. So we'll rotate that guy to make it kind of a little pointed. So arrow to rotate and then drag our mouse to kind of rotate, and then X to scale, get that guy a little like that now. So we can add all these small stuffs that I added here to this now. So they're not going to be much. It's just extra loop cut, and then we extrude that now. So Control R to add extra loop cut there, and then I'm going to just add two now. So I'll scroll in now to add two of it. So I'll left click now. So now what I can do is click X now, and then Z axis to scale the loop cut up now, and then I can rotate it now. Arrow to rotate to kind of make it the same, like the same axis, the same plane. Okay, so X now, and then Z again to kind of scale them up somewhere there, and then arrow to rotate, kind of keep it there. So now let's start moving them one after the other, and G to move this kind of. So we are using the Y flash view. That's why we are not bothered as to the dimension we are using. So I'm going to arrow to rotate this now, then G to grab it down there. Okay, so this is looking great now. So we can extrude out some points here. So we can do same for here now. So Control R now to add the loop cut, and then this one we just drag it up there around here. This is just one we'll add it. So we're going to do with this three now. So now let's start extruding out some little plane here now. So I'll just click on that edge now, E to extrude out a little plane like this, X to scale this guy, then arrow to rotate and kind of make it pointed a little like that, and then do the same for this guy now. Left click on that edge, E to extrude again, and then X to scale this guy. So I forgot to point it out that I'm going to share this base mesh with you. So should in case you didn't get something perfect as mine, you can then use it. So the links are all in the description. Okay, so now I've gotten some kind of a little plane there. So I'll click on that edge here, E to extrude out, and then X to scale this guy, then G to grab this guy something like this. Okay, so this is looking great now. So now we are going to exit this edit mode now. So we are going to exit it now. So object mode now. So I'm going to X to scale this guy a little, and if you see what is happening to the mesh now, it's kind of scaling from this point now, because that is where the origin is. So we'll bring back the origin to the center of the mesh now. So what I can do is right click now, scroll down to set origin, and then origin to geometry. So the origin will come to the geometry now. So if I scale this guy now, it can now scale from the center of mass there. So I hold shift now, press and hold my middle mouse button, pan through my view here, X to scale again, and then XZ to scale this guy up, something like this. Okay, so this is great now. So we're going to duplicate more of this now. So I'll just right click now and then scroll down to duplicate, and then place that one here. So I'm going to mirror this now. So I'll right click again, hold over to mirror, and then I want to mirror it on the Y axis. So I will mirror on the Y now. So it has mirrored like this. So I'm going to right click this one again, and then duplicate, head over to duplicate, and then drag this guy. So I'll left click on this one, G to move it aside, and then with this one we are going to scale it very well now. So X to scale Y axis, then scale this one, then X to scale it overall around here. We'll get something like this, and then X to scale this one again on the Y axis, and then scale it something like this. Then X to scale, it gets smaller somewhere like that. We're going to mirror this one now. We're going to mirror this guy. So right click now, mirror, and then Y axis. So we mirror that one now. Send G to grab, and then keep this guy somewhere here. This guy somewhere here. So now let's pan through now and then see what we have now. So we need to make one of this guy facing this one, this other one facing this way. So how we do that? We can just click arrow to rotate now, Z axis, and then we can rotate 90 degrees now. So one of them is facing 90 to each other. So let's use the X flat view again. Let's see what we have there. You can't see it now because it's kind of facing flat now. That's why, and it's a plane. Really hard for you to see. So something like this is really good. So this is very, very adjustable. So you can add more of this base mesh now to kind of make the lightning look more realistic. So you can add as many as you want. Okay, so but here is the thing, and here is how it goes now. So we're going to add an empty now, and then rotate this now left and right. That's 180 negative and 180 positive to kind of get this kind of flip back, flip back, flip back, flip look, and then make it look as if it's kind of going for the lightning is kind of striking. So that's just how it's done. Okay, so let's add an empty now. Shift A now, head over to empty, and then plane axis now. So it has added on the origin. So what I can do now, just press G now, and then Y to bring this guy to the center here, and then see whether it actually locates at the center now. So I can scale it down a little, it's too big, and then G, and then Z, and then drag my mouse upward now. So Z is constraining into the Z axis, and then G again, and then Y now is constraining into the Y axis. I want this guy to be at the center now. So what I can do now is parent this big one now. I think this big one is too big, so we can do but you can scale it a little. So I've scaled it now. So now I'm going to parent this big one now to this empty now. So I'm going to name this empty now. Okay, this is the first empty. So the other empties are going to have .01 and .02 and moving forward. Okay, so I'm going to select this one now and select this one. Select the base mesh first, and then select the empty second. Wherever you select second is what it parents to, or what it attributes anything to. That's how it works in Blender. So we're going to click Control P now to parent, and then we are parenting it, and we're going to keep object transform so that we can move this guy whenever we want to move, and then it's still parent to this one. So that's how it works. So now if we rotate this empty now, arrow to rotate Z now is going to be rotating this one now. So now we are going to make this one flip back and flip forward. So we are going to head over to the animation tab now. We head over to the animation tab. So this is what we have now, and then I will scroll and then hold over to this guy now. Okay, so I can use the X flat view again on this one now. So, and then let me just exit the X flat view. It might not really give me what I need now. So now let's animate this now. So I'll take this guy now to the 0 now, and then add first keyframe to the empty. So I to add a keyframe, location and rotation. We've added the first keyframe. Then move my marker to 1 now. So I'm going to scroll in my mouse to zoom in on this timeline now. This is the dope sheet now. So it's kind of zoomed in now. So I'll drag this marker to the 1 here. That's the 1 frame, the first frame now. Okay, so now we are going to rotate this guy now here, and then bring it back again. So arrow to rotate now, Z, and then bring the guy here. It was facing like this, so just click arrow Z and then rotate like this, or just we can just click arrow Z and then use the negative and then click a number and then 90. Okay, why I use the negative to check first, because positive most times might go like this or go like this, so you have to know the direction is going. So negative goes the negative direction, then positive goes the same on the same angle, but just the opposite as I work. So we are going to rotate this 180 now. So arrow to rotate Z 180. Okay, so now we're going to add a keyframe here, location and rotation. So now we're going to duplicate this other one now. Just select it and then right click and then duplicate, then bring it somewhere there. So it's going back and forth now. It's going back and forth. So we're going to do the same thing. Now what we can do now is select all this keyframe now. We've gotten this one is this one now. So we can just box select this one now, duplicate, and then bring this other one here now. So we've gotten 4 of this keyframe. Why I made it 4 before I start duplicating it is because if you start duplicating at 3 now, you're not going to get the complete keyframe. This is the same thing as this, and then this is the same thing as this. So if we start duplicating, we are starting from 0. So that's why we need to start from, we need to have the last one to be this one, which is this one. So that's how it works. So I'm going to box select this one and then right click and duplicate, then drag somewhere there, then box select now, right click and duplicate, then bring this guy somewhere here. So this is great now. So we're going to do the same technique, and the same pattern is what we're going to use for the other ones now. So I'm going to right click on the empty now, and then left click on the empty now, and then duplicate object, so duplicate link now. So now it's having the same keyframe. So we're going to click A to select all the keyframes in this empty, and then delete, and then make sure that the whole keyframes is gone now. So we now have to empty. Okay, I deleted the empty as well, so which is not what I wanted to do. So I just have the empty here, G to select now, and then let's come over to the keyframe and then select all the keyframes now, and then delete just the keyframe and not the empty. Okay, so I'm going to bring back this empty at the center there, then G and then Z, then G and then X to move it to the X now. So I'm going to parent this one to the second one now. So we're going to hold this other base mesh and then select this other plane. Make sure that is the one we are selecting. That's this 0001 empty. So Control P now, object keep transform. So we're going to duplicate the empty again and then do the same thing. Okay, it's duplicating the two of them. So let me just, okay. So right click to duplicate and then duplicate now. So it's duplicating this one that is parented to as well. So we can just unparent it now, or spin now, and then clear parent and then delete this one we have here. So you can get a new empty to be fast. Okay, so we'll keep this guy here and then left click on this other one, left click on that empty, that's the 2-1, and then Control P now, object keep transform now. So now I'm going to keep this all at the center. Okay, so you can take your time and make sure it's centered very well so you don't get issues when you try rotating them. Okay, so now this is great. Now first one is animated, which is this one now. Is animated now, back and forth now. So the other ones we need to animate is these ones now. So I will left click on this one now and then just want any of the empty I select now, then add my first keyframe I to insert a keyframe, location and rotation, and then move to the first frame now. Move to the first frame now, and then arrow to rotate Z now, and then bring that guy here. So let's just rotate it 180. So arrow to rotate Z and then 180, give us the opposite of it, and then insert a keyframe I, location and rotation, and then box select this one, duplicate and bring it to the center, box select this one, duplicate and bring it the next to the next frame after this other one now. So I'll box select all of them now, duplicate and then bring them somewhere here, and then box select all of them again, duplicate and then bring this one here. So we've gotten this other one. So we'll do same for the other empty now. So I to insert a keyframe, location and rotation, and then over to this other one, then arrow to rotate the axis and then 180 as well. So or we can click minus 180. So this one will go the opposite direction. So arrow to rotate Z and then minus 180. Okay, so now I insert another keyframe I by clicking I and then click on location and rotation. So we'll duplicate this one now, right click to duplicate, place it here by left clicking and then box select, that's left click and hold, and then select all those buttons here, all those keyframes here, then right click now, duplicate and then bring this one now, and then do the same box selecting by left clicking and holding, and then duplicate and then drag this guy here, box select, that's left click and hold, and then that right click, duplicate and then drag this guy here. So if I play this now, you're going to see some kind of jiggered motions now. So what we can do now, let's texture this now, and then this is more like the method. So you can add a lot of variants, you can add a lot of deformations to the mesh so that when you rotate them, and you can change the rotation axis so that when you rotate them is very much customized to your own taste. Okay, so this is just the basic tutorial. So that's why I'm very fast on this. There is more to do on this to make it look great. Okay, so now I will add the material to this now. So let's head over to the shading workspace. Then I'm going to take the material, this is lightning blue now, to add to the material. And then okay, so my blender is kind of lagging. Okay, so let's wait for him. Okay, he has added it, blender, he or she. Okay, so I've selected on this one, it has the light blue. So this one again will add the same material now, light blue material. And then on this other one as well, we'll add the same light blue now. So now once we go to the compositing workspace now, and then if we play this now, let's head over to the animation tab now. So I take my marker to 0 now, and then if I play this now, you see what it looks like now. It looks more like a lightning effect. So there are ways we can adjust this thing and then customize it to look to our text. Okay, so there is much work to do to this to make it look very, very great. So it depends on the view you are seeing it from as well, also affect it, and then the speed as well also affect it. So this is just the basic. You can add some, you can reduce the speed, change from one frame keyframe to two frame keyframes. You get, so there are many ways, more ways, much ways you can customize it. Okay, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the course, and then the link to the resources, if should in case you want to use my own base mesh, is there on the description link. Okay, so thanks for watching once more. See you on my next tutorial.